And welcome back to the Utica Curling Channel. I'm Roger Light here, the Utica Curling Club, with our 5 p.m. draw. This is our championship quarterfinal. We've got a couple of C event quarterfinals going on sheets 1 and 6, but sheets 2 through 5 have got our championship quarterfinalists, 8 teams vying for the 2025 Raymond Kayser Trophy. This is for the 5 and under mixed championship. All curlers here are 5 years or less of curling experience. Really wonderful event for new curlers. Build a lot of friendships and camaraderie over the years. And our matchup tonight has a Utica team, a local team, playing the Red Rocks, Utica 2, skipped by John Collins, third Sarah Moore, second John Restivo, and lead Megan Luft. They'll be opposed by Schenectady 1 that we saw last in the just broadcast game in Pool C. They ground out a win against a fellow Schenectady team to take a playoff spot here in the championship playoff, and that's Chad Alojapan's team, Debbie Ranka, Kevin Martin, just love that name, and Ashley Alojapan at lead. Should be a good one. These are single elimination playoffs. Hammers assign a higher ranked team. Gets hammered in each of those games. They'll also have the Red Rocks. So Utica 2, the number 4 seeded team here in the championship playoff, is playing Schenectady 1, which is ranked 5th. Utica 2 earned the hammer by virtue of their win-loss record and their DSC results. So off to a good start. Got a center guard on the center line. No tick rule is in effect here. 8 ends of play. No extra ends. Any ties after regulation will be determined by a draw to the button. And all games are subject to a 1 hour, 50-minute game clock to complete 7 ends of play. It hasn't been a big problem for most anybody out here during this whole event, which is great. Ashley Lojapan drawing a top 4, not quite buried, about edge on edge. Megan Luft is going to try to chase this off with a hack waiter. Weight looks nice. Getting some good curl. Didn't quite get it out of play. Over curl just a hair. However, Utica is shot stone. Restivo's draw attempt looks like a little heavy and wide. Coming over nice, just too much weight. Doesn't make contact. So Schenectady lies 2. And Kevin Martin's guarded up the in-turn pass to Shot Stone, so now we'll try the out-turn. John Restivo looking to freeze or tap on Shot Stone. This one looks a little hot too. This looks like hack weight. Not sure that's what they intended. On a fresh scrape here, so might be remembering the last game when they were playing on the third draw. And now the ice is a lot quicker, so now Schenectady is in the driver's seat here. Debbie Ronka looking to can probably just bring another one in here, top 8, top 4. Really applies some pressure. This one a little wide as well, but very light. It's going to curl. Didn't really change much, so that Shot Stone is still available. Could be tempted to come out with a little less weight. Getting a little late to clear the guards now, so probably just want to throw back for weight, even just freeze to it would be fine. Make sure you get your one this end. You do have the advantage of hammer. This one's not light either. And this one's quite a bit wide. It is starting to curl. Don't know if they need to go for weight. This is coming in really nice now. And yeah, if it hadn't been wide, that would have been just about perfect. It just caught the outside edge of the stone. It's second rock. Better than it was. It counts out that rock on the back 12. It was really excellent weight there. That was Sarah Moore. Very nice shot. Debbie Rock with her second. Just going to try to cover the path to the shot rock. This one looks like it may over curl as well. And it does. So again, I think that shot's still there. Sarah got a ton of curl with hers. Could probably put one right in the pocket. They're going to try the in-turn come around. There's probably room this way as well. The weight will be a little different over here. No one's been down this side yet. And they're going to have to go hard on this one. Well, if they get by, the line is perfect. Oh, it just rubs. Line was perfect. Now, Utica says 2-3. Now down the skip stones. No reason not to go just top 4 here. First rock, first end for Channel Japan of Schenectady. This one took off right away. I don't know if it's rotation or maybe turned it in a hair. And it's certainly light. And that'll crash. I think the out turn is still there. Even if you draw the pocket edge of the button, you'd probably get shot stone here. It's just straight draw. Sarah Moore got a ton of curl in this spot. John Collins with his first. Looking to draw the button here. Getting good curl here. Might be a little heavy. Needs to curl a ton. Just too much weight. This is the fast path on this side. It's gonna roll though. He got a nice roll off his own rock to roll for shot stone. Frozen. So that'll work. That may save the end here for Utica. That rock's not going anywhere. Probably the best thing for Schenectady here is just to throw another one in to prevent Utica from getting a deuce here. Even that would be a little tough. I don't see how you get inside of the red they just threw. But just to be double sure here. Choke off this draw path. This one's tight. That's going to be all over the yellow guards. If it bounces out, it'll be okay. And that'll cover the draw path. Good enough. I don't think anything John Collins can do except take a bite out of this rock and move on. Unless he wants to take on that angle raise. You do have this. It's relatively low risk. I mean, you could double yourself out, but if you can ever get to the yellow, that's for a deuce. Tough shot first in, though. Don't know the ice. Could just play the angle raise to the button. That's fairly safe. If you make it to the button and take yourself out, you're probably still shot stone. Make contact with yellow, you get two. Don't think there's a good way to get 3. I think you get 2 for sure if you make contact with the yellow. I think they're going to give it a go. Don't think it's going to be enough weight. Need to throw like through the rings weight here. No harm. Chalk up 1 for Utica. There you go, have an early lead, 1-0 after 1. Nice shot by Sarah Moore to salvage that end for John Collins. And on to the second. Schenectady with the Yellow Rocks. They'll have the last rock advantage this end. Schenectady's got something cooking this end. They got double corner, and they've got 2 rocks around. They're forcing Utica to come around the corner to neutralize them. They've got nowhere to hide with no center guards. There's John Restivo's draw attempt. He's a little wide on this release. There's quite a bit of curl, though, so this may come over if the weight's all right. It is moving. This looks really good. Want to get at least second rock here. No, that's a really fine effort by John Restivo. Gets good second rock. Don't think it's shot. Looks second from where I'm sitting behind the glass. And on our overhead. This is the 4th game for these competitors in our feature matchup. And both of them came out of Pool C. So they just came off the ice about an hour ago. And are back out there. I don't know if they played during pool play. I think they avoided each other. Yeah, they did not play each other in pool play. Oh, real nice weight. Just grazed the red stone. I think it's going to slide a little too far. Great effort there. Almost made a pip of a shot to sit 2. I think Sarah Moore could play that same draw again, may push that yellow stone back a hair. They're going to try to go around everything. It is a tight port to get shot stone through the middle. Line's getting better. Good rotation on this stone. This is going to curl nicely. Oh, look at this come in. It's going sideways. And will it stop in a 4-foot? Yes, it will. It is shot stone buried. Very nice shot by Sarah Moore. Absolute pistol. Trying a short run here on the yellow. I think this is going to go by. No, they're going to get right to it. Nice shot. The reverse curl took it right onto the nose. Nice run back there by Debbie. Schenectady sits 2. Probably got to play that same run back. Might be able to chip it out if you come by tight. Not sure you can keep the shooter. Run back almost looks easier. Dangerous though, you're running into Yellowstone. Good miss here might be just to chip that Yellowstone aside. Open it up for hit and roll later. Tough shot here, playing kind of a hack waiter. Maybe even just through the rings weight, trying to push this Yellowstone on the side of the 4 and push it to the back 12. Plenty of curl out here, so just can't overthrow this. Yeah, coming in. Not a lot of extra weight. Just had to wait too long on the line, but it's not a bad setup shot. If they can get to that stone now with heavy weight, they can remove the yellow from play. What it did do is prevent Schenectady from putting another one onto the 4-foot. Good try by John. Just had to wait on the line a little longer than they wanted. Good call by Sarah Moore. Let that come up and get to the nose instead of bouncing off. So that red rock now is in control position over the yellow on the 4. Oh, this is suddenly taken off. Might have done the job. Hard to say here. I don't know if you can still get to that red stone or not. If you could get there with any weight at all. Really tough for John to move anything here. I don't know if this is possible. If you could ever get to that yellow, you could get rid of this one. Just not sure you can get there with enough weight. Looks like they might try the red run back. Red on to red. Red on to red and maybe roll this way. Run the red onto the red to get rid of at least one yellow. That would be a plus. Need to hit this almost right on the nose. It's really close. Really, really close. Over curl just a hair. They're going to clip the yellow. Oh, almost moved it enough. Almost got the plan B on that one. Schenectady still sitting 1-2. And the question is, how do you draw for 3? No easy draws here. Almost got to kind of chip off that red. I think it was Kevin almost made that shot earlier in the end where it's throwing the draw and just chipped off that red and roll in. You might get 3. Last rock, second end. Trying to draw for 2, draw for the 3rd point here, but this looks really light. That'll come up short. It'll just be a score of 2. Schenectady 1 takes a 2-1 lead after 2 ends of play. Utica 2 with the Red Rocks. They'll have the last rock advantage in the 3rd end. Try to get your scores updated around the sheets in our other playoff games. See how your favorite team is doing. All right, taking a quick pass around the rink, and our C event playoff bracket, Albany 3 is defeating Plainfield 4-0 after 2 ends of play. In our other C event bracket, Albany 2 is ahead of Albany 5, 4-0 after 1. Albany doing well. In our championship bracket, Bucks County 2 over on sheet 2 is ahead of Schenectady 3, 1-0 after 1. Broomstones 1 is ahead of Utica 1, 1-0 after 1. Another one of our championship playoffs. And Colonial is up on Philadelphia 2-1 after 2. And I should get the correct Philadelphia here. That is Philadelphia 1. Come around is a little deep. Utica still sitting 1 top 12, top 8. Looks like splitting the house here. And Megan Luff putting another one on the rings. Not second rock, though. Utica sitting 1 and 3. Megan Luft here is a former Utica Curling Club member, now curling out of Bucks County from Niskayuna, New York. Out by Schenectady, basically. She's been curling for 5 years. When she's not curling, she spends time reading and time with friends. Wants to say hello to her parents, Mike and Wendy. And hit and rolled away. Schenectady now sitting 1 and 3. I think you can use that high corner guard for advantage for Utica, and I think John Collins is going to ask John Restivo to come around that corner guard. Can't go too deep. That guard is awfully high. You probably got to go top 12 bite 8 here, so at least want to count. Oh, this one's way out there. Why don't at least plant this one on the rings for a shot. You want to make Schenectady chase it. Don't need any center guards, that's for sure. And that's just going to come up short. Got out wide in the sticky stuff. John Restivo curls out of Utica. He's hometown of Stony Brook, New York. He's been curling for 4 years. And he's not curling, he's soccer coaching and watching. He says hello to all the Restivo girls. Kevin Martin looked to draw around. How is he going to hit this rock on the edge? Look like the same ice for the draw. Going to make a nice little hit and roll. Right underneath. Very nice shot there by Kevin. Think you got to run your own red now. Things in the way. Even if you just peel this guard, it'll be fine. Never going to get to shot rock unless you move this red. Pick your poison, in turn, out turn. They both work. Push it a little back on release. Slid right at the broom, then released her outside. Big miss there, now a chance for Schenectady to consolidate shot stone. Throw another guard on it. It's all yellow in the rings, so no risk here. That guard's in a good spot. Pretty much makes the run back impossible. Blocks off the middle of the sheet too. Now Sarah Moore's turn. She bailed out Utica in the first stand by throwing a gorgeous freeze with the outturn. Being asked to throw an outturn draw here to the 4-foot. Coming in nice. How's the weight? Oh, if they could drag it another inch or two, and they got it there for, a great sweep for Shot Rock, biting top four. Another great shot by Sarah Moore. She's getting tremendous finish on her rocks. This side of the sheet's curling very well tonight. Sarah Moore curls out of our club, of course. Our hometown is Malibu, California. Come from out west. Third-year curler. She's not curling. She's triathlon training, fixing up the new house, and staring at her cat. I bet her cat stares back, too. They do that. Says hello to Deanna Hansen, Dennis, and hi, Mom. Schenectady got around, but they came with a lot more weight, so they're not going to pick up the curl. And through the house. Now Sarah can dump another one in. Not sure she can get shot if she comes to her own, but she can go around it. Collins calling for a guard here, but I don't mind biting top four again under cover. This is a bit heavier. Here comes a big curl. Well, not bad. It's in a good position to tap up. Really well positioned rock. Two good shots out of Sarah Moore this end. She's doing a lot of the heavy lifting this game so far. Well, there's a little tap up on the red to sit two here. Sarah Moore set up John Collins here for the little tap. Don't have to move it far. Maybe 6 inches to be shot. Want to hit maybe tap half a rock, tuck that under cover. Just need to throw T-line weight here. John Collins with his first, looking to tap up for shot. Trying to come over, needs to curl. Need to get a little tappy tap. Waiting for the curl, they tapped it up. I think it's enough. It is shot stone, it is second shot. Utica sits 1 and 2. They did leave an in off though. They rolled off, which they didn't really want to do. So that'll leave Chad Lojapan a little hit and roll for shot rock off the edge. It's tight though, you can't get real inside because the space between that raised rock and the one that rolled off is not very far. Tricky little shot here for Schenectady. I wouldn't think you could throw a lot of weight at this. You need some curl to get around that rock just on the top 8 foot. Get to the inside of this stone on the side of the 4. Last rock, third in for Chad Lojapan. This has got to curl up. Threw this back a little bit. Going to make contact. Hope doesn't want to squirt it in. That would be the worst possible outcome. No problem there. Just a little too much weight, I think. And I think they're already sitting 2, so now the question is how do you get 3? Probably throw the out turn draw and just try to catch a piece with 4. Will be John's end turn. He's a lefty. John's another one of our cadre of up-and-coming curlers here at the Utica Curling Club. He's been curling for 4 years. When he's not curling, he's golfing. Pretty common for curlers. Likes to swim, bike, run, go to concerts. A lot of concerts. He talks about them in the locker room a lot. Says hello to any friends and family that are watching. Hopefully there are some. Can always give us a shout out in the chat room. Last rock, third in. John Collins looking to score an extra here. He's sitting 2 already, looking to get 3. Needs almost a piece of the 4. Coming over hard. Know if they're going to get by. No, it's just going to tap up. That'll make sure they're definitely 2. Good end for the Uticans. They grab a deuce and take the lead. 3-2 after 3 ends of play. Looks like we've got a good one going here. Some good shots being made. Let's take a quick trip around the rink. No update on sheet 1. It's 4-0 Albany. 3 over Plainfield. That's a C event playoff. Currently doing a measure. Bucks County grabbed at 3. They now lead 4-1 after 3 ends of play over Schenectady 3. Over on sheet 4, Utica 1's grabbed another one. They stole one. They now lead by 3 over Broomstone's 1. That's after 3 ends of play. Yeah, no change in the score over on sheet 5. Colonial leads Philadelphia 1, 2-1. That was still after 2 ends. Looks like they're getting ready to play the 4th end, so they may hang in here shortly. Yeah, and Albany 5's on the board. Over on sheet 6, they now trail 6-2. And after 3, gave the hammer back to Albany 2. That keeps you up to date. The other half of our C bracket playoff and the entire B bracket playoff will be at 8 p.m. tonight. Getting the A event folks going early so they can enjoy the rest of the night and get a good night's sleep. Winners tonight will have 2 games tomorrow. Semifinals and a final. The semifinal losers will be in the bronze medal game in all 3 brackets. So if you're in Sunday, you're in for 2. No going home mid-morning Sunday. We're in the 4th end here. Schenectady with the Yellow Rocks. They will have the last rock advantage in the 4th end. Kind of an odd start to this end. The play's kind of drifted over toward the sheet 2 side. The Red Rocks are now grouped in the rings. And Ashley Lojapan is going to take a run at these and see if they can get them both out. Going to bring a little bit of heat. Well, maybe not as much heat as you needed. This is coming down and it's curling hard. Looks solid out of her hand, just kind of no weight. Well, not much going on for Utica here. They don't have the hammer, they don't have any guards, and they got 2 rocks that can be doubled out of the rings. I guess best thing you can do is just put a guard on top and see how things develop. Not great steel rocks. They're off on the 8-foot. One is almost on the 4. And John Restivo. This has got to curl a ton. Definitely a little wide. They could probably push it now if it's not too heavy. Got to bring it across the sheet. Got plenty of weight. Probably could have pushed that another foot over. Got rid of one red. Well, if you have any confidence in your player throwing ahead, this would be a good time to hit that yellow and roll under. The other option is to draw on a sit 2. I'd like to get buried here, at least partly. This one's a little wide too. It's coming in. Want to get this at least half tucked. That's not too bad. Boy, that came a long way. Hoping to make a double off these reds. Don't know how much room there is. I cut hard late. It's going to just get the nose. Maybe you got a little bit of a roll inside. Now a little decision time for John Collins. There's 2 yellows on the rings. He almost got to move some yellows here. And he's taking a huge risk by leaving them in play. The red stone's exposed. It's chippable. Going to guard these yellows to keep them from being used, but I'm not thrilled with that call. I think you got to take a run at one of the yellows. Yeah, it was way out in the fresh path of the ice. That rock had no chance. Nothing, chip that red out. That was a danger. That rock wasn't buried, so it really wasn't protected. So throwing a guard probably didn't do you a whole lot of good there. Now Debbie Ronka just trying to come around and chip out this red. Well, this just took off. Made a big move. Might get the run back here. Yeah, it's just not a ton of weight. I don't know if it's going to get rid of the red or not. It's going to hang on. Don't know if it's out counting anything. It's not. Very dangerous to guard this rock. You're not your fourth rock. Sitting 1-4, missed this guard. And you could be in trouble. You don't want to leave a double here, and I think this is going to be a pretty easy double. Well, not a super easy double, but you got to hit it pretty thin on the sheet 2 side. Got rid of one. Now you definitely got to hit a yellow rock. Utica shot rock exposed. Not sure the call here. Utica's now sitting 1-5. That 5th rock's not going to matter. You need to hit this yellow. Sit 1-2 or 1-3. Yeah, it looks like they called the guard. Very dangerous call. Didn't get it completely covered. They could have swept that a little bit to bring it over. Seemed pretty unconcerned about the line. But it needed to travel another foot. So as it is, it's really just edge on edge. It's almost wide open. This would be a hit to lie 4. And that's why you can't leave all those yellow rocks laying around when you don't have the last rock. Japan looking to hit shot stone and stick. It's curling up nice. Oh, it's going to crash the guard. It's going to tick. Oh, no, he just got by. Oh, I thought he was going to wreck. And now they sit 4 buried. Now you got no choice. Got to hit something. Got a couple different doubles. Probably got this little squirt shot. This would go there. This would go there. And you've got that double. That helps. This one goes. That one goes. Well, John must be confident of his draw weight here. He's drawing against 4. Needs to get perfectly buried behind a lone center guard. Last rock 4th in for John Collins. Got to make a perfect draw here. Got out really wide. It's in the slow stuff. And that'll come up way short. And this will be a draw to the 12-foot for 5 for Japan. Needed to eliminate rocks that end without hammer. Could have done it early, left too many yellows around, and now this is the result. come to his own to score. This will work out okay. And that should be 5. So I think a tactical error at that end and not getting rid of all those yellow rocks. They came back to bite. And now Schenectady's got a 7-3 lead. Oh. Quick trip around the rink. Over on sheet 1 in our C event playoff, Plainfield and Albany 3 are all tied up at 4. Oh, check that. Albany 3 bounced back in the 4th. And they grabbed a 3 to take a 7-4 lead. Over on sheet 2 are one of our championship playoffs. It is 4-2 Bucks County over Schenectady 3. That's after 4 ends of play. Over on sheet 4, we're all knotted up. 4-4 Utica 1 and Broomstones 1. Broomstones 1 taking a 3-ender to knot that game. Colonials jumped out to a big lead against Philadelphia 1. They now lead 7-1. And that's after 4 ends of play. And over on sheet 6, it looks like Albany 2 has finished off Albany 5, 12-2. They decided they'd had enough after 4 ends, and they are done. Albany 2 advances on to the semifinals and the C event tomorrow morning. Our feature game, it's 7-3 Schenectady over Utica. Utica needs some guards in play. Well, Utica got a miss out of Schenectady, so now a chance to sit 2. But they've got quite a bit of work to do, down 4. They'll have to get more than a deuce here. One of these ends, we're going to have to steal a couple ends. John Restivo looking for a lightweight hit here. Again, toss this one out just a little bit. Weight's nice, though. Should come back. Oh, and this is going to over curl. A little too light. Wrecked on their own red. Sitting 2-3. So they got the yellows outnumbered. Got a ways to go to get a deuce from here, though. Kevin Martin now. Looking to remove shot stone on top 4. Oh, and this is over curling too. They may lose a shooter. Almost got the double. Did get the double, just about. Unfortunate result with the over curl there. Oh, just bounced a little bit too heavy. Good freeze attempt. Just about 3 feet too heavy. Debbie Ronka with a head attempt here. This looks pretty good. Looks like it'll get right to nose. Nice weight. Hard to generate a deuce when you're chasing with hits. Schenectady sitting 3. They're very happy they've got Utica hitting at this point. That's a pretty good roll. It's actually quite a good result. Rolled into the Yellowstone and over some red backing. Pushed the Yellowstone into the open in the back 8. Now Schenectady won't chase that. I think they're looking at the freeze, although I think you can run it. Just got to hit it on the outside. Not going to risk it. Just going to throw the freeze here. Schenectady sitting 1-3. Oh, that's a really good result there. You can get rid of that yellow, though. Your red's not going anywhere. Hit this yellow. That red jams. This goes out the back door. Got to remove at least one Yellowstone to figure out how to sit 2. Got 3 stones left, including this one. And you got to move 2 yellow stones. So you got to start moving some stones with either this or skip rocks. Not sure they're going with this. I guess they're trying to freeze up another one. They are shot. But they went behind the 2. They went behind that yellow rock, which is dangerous. Now you can just can probably just smack that yellow. Probably one of the reds will stay. I think the other one will go. Got to throw some weight, though. You hit that yellow on the nose. This one should go out that way. That one's going to stick. It's going to jam on the yellow in the 12-foot. Or you could just pick the red clean. That's better. It's not wide. Just need to hold this for line. You want to pick that red clean. I think they're going to make it. Got a jam on the back, but that was of no consequence. And now Schenectady's sitting 2. They got to move a yellow rock now if they want to score more than 1. The freeze may not be for shot on the back. You could hit the one in the back. You could freeze on this one. Well, all you got left is a draw for one here. Got a backer, which probably, you probably can use. I think if you come to that, your shot stone. Just think of this as a draw to the 4-foot with an additional possibility of some backing. Last rock, 5th end. Drawing for a single against 3. John Collins pretty wide out here. And just got way wide out there under the sticky stuff. Had the backing. And that'll be a steal of 3. Schenectady takes a 10-3 lead. After 5. quick tour around our sheets. It's 7-5, Albany 3 over Plainfield. Over on sheet 1 after 5 ends of play. Bucks County 2 has taken a 6-2 lead over Schenectady 3 over on sheet 2. They're after 5 ends of play. Broomstones 1 and Utica 1 are in a tight one, 5-4 in favor of Broomstones 1. Over on sheet 4, we'll switch our coverage over there. Colonial 8-1 over Philadelphia 1 over on sheet 5. They have their game firmly in hand, and they're now after 5 ends of play as well. And of course, a final over on sheet 6, Albany 5 defeated Albany 2, or Albany 2 defeated Albany 5, 12-2. We're going to switch our coverage over to sheet 4. Where Broomstones 1 playing the Redstones leads Utica 1 playing the Yellowstones 5-4. Utica has the last rock advantage in this end. They've got the yellow rocks. He just ran one rock off the 4-foot. Just leaving the one on the button. They've given up a 3 and a steal of 1 to fall behind in their game. They were up 4-1. Now playing the 6th end. Alban Saliku with his first stone here in the 6th end. Looking to guard yellow run back on the shot stone. Looks like a really nice rock. Now 2 stones to go, got to make a decision. Might be able to come through the hole. It's tight, but if you chip the guard away, that would certainly help. I think you could probably get through there with hack weight. Brandon Stone considering his options here. I think they're going to go through the hole. I think certainly if you move either guard here, you improve the situation. Make it a little easier to get to shot stone. And that'll force Broomstones to throw a decent guard. First rock, 6th then for Brandon Stone coming through the hole. Well, the line looks really good. Oh, it just got through. Brilliant shot by Brandon Stone. Chip shot Stone off the 4-foot. Navigated the hole. Wasn't able to stick around, but now is at least 2nd rock, and shot rock is exposed. Now Alban Saliku will have to draw another one in to get the force. Last shot, 6th end for Alban Saliku of Broomstones. Looking to sit 1-2. Oh, this may wreck. It's going to tick. And will it uncover Shot Rock? It will, and a chance for a deuce here for Brandon Stone. If he can make the hit and stick on the edge here, going to have to come inside out. He's got a chance for a deuce to retake the lead here in the 6th end. Most important thing you need to do here is make sure you score. Tie game here puts you tied with Hammer coming home. Well, tied with the ability to have the Hammer in the 8th end. If you tie the game here in the 6th, get a force in 7. You can be down 1 with. In the last end. So last shot here. Last rock, 6th end, Brandon Stone looking for 2. Inside out. Sweepers are working this really hard. This is curling. Looks good. And is it going to hang around? No. Probably a little too much weight. Got to keep those shooters around. Did score, though. So tie game. We're 5-5 after 6. It's now a 2-end game. Broomstones has the last rock advantage here in the 7th end. Plenty of time on the time clock. I don't think it'll be a factor for this game. Got 18.5 minutes left to finish the 7th end. Okay, number 1 job here for Brandon Stone and his Utica team is to hold Broomstones to 1 this end. Grab that Hammer coming home. If you get a chance to steal this end, up 1 without's not a bad position. Down 1 with and up 1 without are about even Steven in terms of win probability. And with the no extra end rule that's in effect for all of these games prior to the finals, I think it tilts the advantage a little bit in the favor of being up 1 without coming home. As you think in the draw to the button to decide the game, you've got about an even probability of winning, whereas in a normal game playing an extra end without Hammer is usually a 25% chance at best. Even in club play, difficult to steal against a team that's good at peeling rocks. Just to update you over on sheet 3, Utica did grab a deuce. They trailed 10-5. Still got a lot of work to do to get back in that game. Missed opportunity for Brandon Stone. Had a chance to grab a deuce there in 6th end and take control of the game. Just brought a little too much weight, hit and rolled out. Just want to avoid a crooked number this end unless it's your own. Don't want to give up a deuce. You'll take a steal if you can get it. Nice peel by Broomstones. Open up shot stone. But they did spill a yellow rock into the ring, so now Utica does sit 1 and 2. Probably should guard that rock on the forefoot. Seems like a lot of ice, but we haven't been watching the sheet. That's anticipating about 6 feet of curl. Doesn't look like guard weight. Not sure why they're sweeping. This draw attempt's going to be short. Trying to drag it. Still moving. They're going to get shot rock out of it. And it's totally buried. Well, at least half buried. And I think you probably have to chase now. You're in danger of dropping 2 now. They've beat you in. Beat you in for shot rock behind the guard. Not for sure on the last rock they would guard their own shot rock on the forefoot. Now Broomstones with a chance to split the house and sit 2. They got a couple different options. They can freeze or draw above the stone on the right, or they could freeze to the stone on the left. Both of those look like good options. I don't mind putting a rock here. Doesn't know where curl. This would be a nice rock. And it's perfect. That'll do the job. 1 and 2. Now the one thing you can't do this end is drop 3. You can grab a deuce in 8 if you give up 2 here and hope to win the draw to the button, but if you give up 3, you're really asking for a tall order in the 8th end. And can't go through the rings on this. Now trouble brewing for Utica. They were 1 and 2 earlier in the end, and all of a sudden the tables have turned, and Broomstones is 1-2 against them with 1 hidden behind a guard. they're odds on to get at least a deuce this end. Joe Confreda with another freeze. And I think they're sitting 3. Now big trouble for Utica. They got no place to hide. Could go around the stacked Reds on the left. That one crashes on the guard. It was going to be too heavy anyway. That was through the rings. Joins the party on the right, but doesn't help. Only thing it did do is open up second rock. That could be a save or maybe. Broomstone's going to continue to pile rocks on the right-hand side of the sheet. Another nice freeze by Joe Confreda. Now they sit 4. There is a pocket now. That did roll off enough that the freeze in the pocket may save Utica's bacon here. Put a rock in that pocket, and that would be difficult to remove. This is probably your best shot of saving the end here. First rock, 7th end for Brandon Stone, looking to freeze. This one looks a little heavy. Too much ice, too much weight. Now I think Broomstones has got to cut off that pocket. I mean, they could go around 4 foot. They're looking at this option. They could go around. That's one way to get your deuce. That might force Brandon to draw the pocket anyway. Then they'd have an open draw for 2. If Broomstones goes over here to stop the draw to the pocket, then Brandon will have to be forced to come around in all likelihood. I think that's going to be the only out. Either way, Utica is going to have something to try to wriggle off the hook. Alvin Saliku, his first here in the 7th, potentially big end. decided to go around their guard to the 4 foot. Just don't want to leave this short. Now that's a huge out for Utica. Now you can draw the 4 foot and hope that Broomstone misses the run back. Right here. The run back from the angle raise of this red is going to be difficult. It's hard to get to the outside. You have no choice. You got to draw the button or draw the top 4. Don't want to go too deep. Don't want to be pushed back. Draw the top 4. Might steal the end. Looks like they're going to draw the pocket, but that's conceding 2. Last rock, 7th end. Brandon Stone's got to get in the pocket. Line looks good. Don't want to bounce. No bounce. Just too heavy, and he's exposed. His shot rock, but that may not last. Had to be frozen there. Just too much weight. Now, a tricky little shot for Alban Saliku and Broomstones. He's going to come with the outside in. You got to make contact and spin that yellow out. Might lose a red in the process, but I think that would be for 3. If you wreck on your red, you may not get your 1. Do wreck on the red, you got to wreck. You got to wreck pretty thick. Last rock, 7th end. Broomstones, Alban Saliku. And that's for 4. And Broomstones takes a 9-5 lead. Take control of that, moving into the 8th end of play. Over on sheet 1, Albany 3 is now leading 8-5. It's after 6. No other updates. Oh wait, 6-4. Bucks County leads Schenectady 3-6-4. That's after 6. They're still in the lead, but they now have Hammer in 7. And the Utica 2 Schenectady game, they did complete the 7th end. However, no score hung yet. There we go, an update on sheet 2. Schenectady 3 grabbed a single. They now trail 6-5. After 7, Bucks County will have the hammer coming home up 1. And Utica 2 now trails Schenectady 1, 11-5 after 7. That game is probably a goner. And here on sheet 4, it's 9-5, Broomstones over Utica 1. At the conclusion of our game on sheet 4, we'll switch over to sheet 2. Catch the last few rocks of the Bucks County 2 Schenectady 3 game. That's a 6-5 game with Bucks County 2 clinging on to 1-point lead with last rock in the 8th. Broomstones needs to remove 3 potentially scoring rocks from play to run Utica out of rocks over here on sheet 4. And Utica can't be hitting these rocks. They need to be tapping to the back of the house. Once you lose your shooters, then that's 3 rocks out of play, 2 more, and Utica will be out of rocks. Got to keep shooters around when you're trying to scratch back a big deficit. Tap some rocks back. Probably won't work, but if you don't try, it doesn't work. So Broomstone's throwing another rock in. Forced Utica to chase. And that one's going to crash. Pretty much now only one rock to remove for Broomstones. Nice double by Utica, but only need to remove one stone. Surprised they're guarding a shot stone here, or two shot stones. You could just remove one of those yellows and remove the one in the rings, and I think you're done for the day. I'm not sure a triple is here. And this one's going to go through. This is going to run Utica out of rocks. That should be the game. They're not mathematically eliminated, but unless Broomstones puts their guard in, I don't see that Utica has enough rocks. They need 4. They have to score their guard and the remaining 2 rocks. We'll switch over to sheet 2. On sheet 2, Bucks County 2, leading 6-5 over Schenectady 5. Bucks County 2 of the Red Rocks. They're sitting 2 on the 4-foot. Schenectady 3 needs to steal this end to get to a draw to the button to decide the game. Got a chance to hit and roll off these 2 reds. Got a curl. And not bad. That's a really good result. A lot of rocks in play. Try to clear a yellow stone here. Got a couple options to score. Can come off their own red. And they can just draw the pin. This will get rid of a yellow. And it does nick the yellow back. And boy, that's really close about who shot. That might be a measure. Only 2 remaining games out on the sheets. Schenectady 1 defeated Utica 2. And Broomstones 1 defeated Utica 1. And now decision time for Schenectady. Having a long discussion over this one. Probably doesn't matter who shot at this point because probably can't leave that red rock there. Leave the red rock there. Red can come off their own and score, depending on where you put yours. What they're considering is whether or not they should draw here. Or should they play the hit and roll, leaving a potential double. But, you know, doubles are no gimme. And you could roll partly under. This rock in the back 4 is probably a liability anyway. I just wonder if a hit and roll to leave that rock in the back partly exposed would be the smart money call here. It would make it a really tough shot. Really tough shot for the opposition to deal with. Looks like they may be trying to corner freeze. Not quite sure what the call is here. Yeah, it looks like good weight. Just want to push it to the back of the house. And that's reasonable. Would have preferred to roll under a little bit. You know, Schenectady sits 2. This is what the skipper wants to do here with their last. You could go here, that leaves room for 2. You could go top 4, but if they ever squirt you out, you may not have a good draw. Or you could tuck under here. Now it's a toss-up at who shot back there. I think it's yellow. Very hard to tell. Might be red. That'll be a measure. Not sure what the call was. They're trying to feather off that top yellow and roll under. Maybe play the yellow double. That was an awful lot of weight. Certainly was takeout weight. Now where do you put this rock? Top button? Now the question is who shot, but there's certainly an out here. I think the easiest out is this hit and roll to the 4 foot. Probably a half a rock. Half rock with heck weight. Should roll into the 4. Just need a bite of the 4. Half or maybe a thin half if you're throwing the intern. I think they're deciding they have to throw the shot at all. There's no risk in play. If you think you're shot, there's probably very little risk in playing the hit and roll off the yellow. You could come down to your own rock. That works too. Thread the port with the draw. Even come through with hack weight. I just think you got to be throwing an in-turn here one way or the other. You're either coming off the yellow or you're coming right down to the backing. Don't like the out-turn draw at all. No one's been out there. I don't think you can get shot. They're going to play the out-turn draw. I'm not sure they can get shot here. There's not as much curl on this side, so this would be very challenging. They've got to hair the red. I think they're scared of raising another yellow in with the intern. We'll see. It's got to curl a ton. And just there's no curl out there. So it'll come down to a measure to see if we have a winner or if we have to do a draw to the button. Shouldn't even bother, just go get the stick. Can look at it all day long, but
Well, folks, we have a tie, and you might have noticed the change in voice. Roger Roulette's gone down to do the measures. The ties are broken until the finals with a draw to the button. All right, so Bucks just needs the full 4 for the win. Oh boy, that's when you need your person in the house to blow on the rock. Well, folks, they don't get much more exciting than that. And a draw to the button. Schenectady wins in the extra. All right, next game's on at 8 o'clock. That's the rest of the quarterfinals. We hope that you'll join us then. You can see the full results, standings, etc. on the Utica Curling Club web channel.